Alright, welcome to the XRL, the Extreme Rugby Football League. And today we're going to talk about the practice squad or the developmental team squad, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be based down in Oxford, Mississippi. And these are basically the leftovers, the players who didn't get drafted. There was about 20 of them. And they was all taken out of the free agent zone, and they was all put on the practice squad. And what the practice squad is going to do is going to give these guys an opportunity to practice and play games, and hopefully develop the skills and talent, and where they can move up in the next draft, the next official draft. So we're gonna show you putting the team together, because I hadn't actually put a team. I hadn't actually created a practice squad team logo and all that other stuff. So I'm kind of doing it now and working on it. As far as the jerseys, the uniforms is just gonna be plain, just bland, just plain. Nothing spectacular or anything that'll separate them from everybody else. And now we're looking at the rosters, and like I said, these was all the players that didn't get drafted into the actual big league, if you will. So they won't be making the big money, but they will be getting paid. So it ain't like they'll be wasting their time. I got to do a video with the pay scales. Anyway, as you can see, we're running down the rosters and so on and so forth, and we're gonna be going over their schedule in a little bit. I want you to take a real good look at some of these players, and you can see that they stats and everything are low. So this will give them an opportunity to, how you say, get better as they go, as the season go. So, and then hopefully someone can get drafted. Now I said I was gonna do an expansion come next season. We hadn't even played the first season yet, but I said I was gonna do an expansion, so I had to do an expansion draft. So all the players on this particular team, the practice squad, will be the first ones drafted by, say, an expansion team. So they get first look at before we go into the actual free agent draft pool of new players coming into the equation. So now I'm gonna mess around with the lineup a little bit, move some people around. The better players are the better players, if you will, as far as just going by the numbers and the stats. So I'll have to find the proper players. Now the games that they'll be playing. Well, like I said, we'll go over their schedule and what it's supposed to mean for all involved. So we'll be going over that in a little bit after I get this lineup done. And this one thing I didn't know that it does, that it actually, before you actually move a player around, they show the comparison of the player that you're trying to switch them with. And I didn't know that it did that. Give you a good idea to, a good feel of, should I replace this person or move this person, or, So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool feature right there. I mean, it'll make a make you think twice before making a change to the lineup. You be like, well, I mean, when you really look at it, you know. So I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So like I said, just moving people around, trying to get the better players on the starting part of the lineup off the bench. Who's going to be the playmakers and who's going to do the kicking? Got to have a kicker. I was thinking about making Greg Gunner the kicker, but and then you look down, you see a couple of guys that like on the bench that really should be starting. We want to move some people around. That's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm doing right now. Now come next season draft, because I mean we was limited of the different countries of where people came from, but I'm gonna open it up and have like people from the other countries as well. So but it's gonna be a mostly in-house, mostly Americans playing, but you're gonna have a lot of international players too. All right, so here now we're looking at our schedule. This is gonna be the first game. They're gonna travel up to take on Team Canada, and as you can see, Team Canada is looking kind of strong right there. And this is going to be what you would call an official game between the two squads. So Team Canada is they're gonna come with their best players. You know, they're gonna put it all out there. All right. And then the second game they're gonna play is Bowling Green, the Killer Bee. Now this game is gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna mix up the starting lineup because the players are the second team, if you will, the bench players are gonna start in this game when we actually play it because it's gonna be looked at as an exhibition and not an actual official game. But I mean, it's gonna be official for the practice squad, but it's gonna be an exhibition for the Killer Bee. So they'll try to give some of their uh, other guys some work. And the next game will be the Nashville Jets. Also, the same rules going to apply. They're going to pretty much come with their B team and give them some work because it's going to be, like I said, all the games are official for the practice squad, but for the actual current XRL teams, it's going to be an exhibition. So they're all going to do basically the same thing and play with their B team. I mean, that doesn't mean that the starters not going to play because you know you want to put the starters in because you're trying to give a good look for the practice squad. So when come draft time, you know they have something on all the players and see how they stand and stack. All right, and then here comes the next game. Is going to be against the Huntsville Blazers. As we're gonna run down that roster real quick. Just a refresher on running down the rosters of the actual players who actually got drafted, who actually gonna be playing during the regular season of the league. And by this time we should have a real good feel of the practice squad and some of the players on the squad by this time. So then we're going to go into what we're going to call the All-Star break. And a part of that All-Star break It's gonna be 2 games. You got Big Ant and True Blue, which are gonna be the names of the All-Star teams. Uh, Best against best, if you will. But there's going to be a third team, is going to be known as the B team, the B squad, and they will play the practice squad in a exhibition All Star game, if you will, during the All Star break. So this is get a chance for the B players around the league, the second teams around the league, get a chance to get an extra game in, and it'll give the practice squad a chance to get to play some of those players they don't already played before again. So give them a second look at certain players, certain matchups. So right now, because I hadn't actually officially made a B team, an All Star B team, doing it now, coming up with the names and everything. Like you say, B team, second team, seconds, whatever you want to call it. And we'll talk more later about the goings on of the All Star break for the XRL. And there's the B team uniform. I was gonna just leave it with with just a white jersey with the red stripe. Seeing how the practice squad had the blue stripes. Then I said, you know what? These are the second best players in the league. So let's give them more of a uniform look. So I gave them more of a uniform look. More of a, we're not just a bunch of bland players. We was good enough to get drafted, right? Okay, so we put a little home flavor onto on their jerseys, and I might put Big Ant logo on their jersey as well. I don't know. I might. I hadn't decided yet. But right now, those are the two main sponsors. As the league grow, I'll be adding more sponsors depending on the team, especially because like right now, everybody got one jersey, one uniform, a home uniform, even though they're gonna be playing on the road. But each year, the main teams, not the all-star teams, but the main team will get a new uniform every year. And as you can see, nobody's on the roster because nobody been chosen yet. All right, and after the All-Star break, then they're gonna go down to Gulfport to take on the Dolphins. And by this time, we will have a real look at not just the practice squad, but the entire XRL league. We should be having a feel of, is there a dominating team, or is it more balanced all the way around? So we'll have a real good feel around about this time after this matchup, because by this time the XRL would have picked back up after the All-Star break. And then these guys are going to take a little trip to the islands. They're going to go and play Team Jamaica. Team Jamaica. And as you can see, Team Jamaica got some stout players too. So it's going to be a rough ride for the practice squad. I can see it. I can feel it. It ain't going to be easy. And I do mean ain't. So So yeah, so they're gonna be in Jamaica, and hopefully, they're gonna be on the island and everything. It's gonna be, how it is, little tropical little island like that. So you hoping that those guys will stay focused and not go down that thing and party time. All right, and then they're gonna end the season, their regular season, the practice squad against Team USA. I'm thinking about having this game in the capital, but who knows what it'll be played. But Team USA, and as you can see, Team USA is stout. They got some players on this team, so it's gonna be a tough sledding for the practice squad. But and hopefully some of the guys on that team can really get themselves in a good situation for next season draft. All right, so that's it. We're gonna cut it off there. We'll see you in the next episode. In the next episode, we're gonna discuss more about uh, the All Star break and some of the other things that we want to do before we actually start playing. Until then, you have a good one. Bye.